I received a lot of mixed comments about my first Temu tech video. Now, a lot of you said I didn't give Temu a chance, and they actually sell really good products, where the other half of you thanked me for wasting my $500 on that absolute crap that I purchased. Well, we're back with another one, and I'm wasting even more money this time. I found 5 of the most viral tech items on Temu to test out just for you. The goal? To answer 3 questions about these products. Does it work as described in the product description? What is the overall quality of the product? And lastly, is it worth the price they are selling it to you for? Welcome to Bad Tech. I make weekly videos reviewing the newest consumer tech and giving brutally honest feedback so I can help you, my subscribers, make an educated decision. If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button right down below. I spent hours and days scrolling through TikTok and Temu trying to find their most viral products. Well, I decided on 5 products, which included a big beefy speaker, a discounted retro gaming console, we have an RGB light that is extremely cheap, a solar camera that you can set up anywhere outside, and finally, their most expensive projector. Because if you missed last video, I purchased their cheapest one, and to say it didn't work is a bit of an understatement. Actually, I still have it. I mean, 30 bucks, but check this shit out. Didn't work at all. As an extra bonus, I also purchased this giant cat exercise wheel because why the fuck not? All of this ran me a whopping 450 USD, which is about $100 more Canadian than I paid last time. Which, if you look at what I got, that price is pretty fair if it all works. This is gonna be fun. So first up, we have the Artisan 120 watt party speaker. According to Temu, this offers a loud stereo sound with a deep bass experience and over 32 hours of runtime. Overall, first impressions is the quality of the build is actually pretty good. It seems really well made. Now, if we wanted to compare this to another speaker on the market, we'd be looking at the Soundcore Motion Boom, which is very similar in specs. So let's start with the sound test and see if we get any distortion and really how deep the bass actually is. We're also going to use the extra bass boost button that's included on it. Overall, the sound quality is actually pretty decent. It doesn't get a lot of distortion, it goes pretty loud and sounds pretty clear. However, this thing does not have good bass. That is just not true. But one really good bonus are the RGB lights that are built onto both sides of the speakers and move to the music. That's actually a pretty good bonus. So one of the video promotions for this speaker on Temu had it inside of a container, pouring water on top of it while it's playing music to show off how waterproof it actually is. Oh, it's not doing the flicker thing. Well, that looked nothing like the video, but the one thing we can confirm from that test is this thing has absolutely no bass. Yeah. And it's waterproof. There's that too. On Temu, the speaker runs you around 89 USD, which happens to also be the exact same price it sells on Amazon for currently. But this is one thing I found really interesting. On Temu's website, it states this is a 120 watt speaker with a 32-hour runtime. Yet on Amazon, this is listed as an 80 watt with a 12-hour playtime. That is a pretty big discrepancy. And yes, I went online and I searched to make sure there isn't just a slightly upgraded version, but there only seems to be the one. Check this out as well. The exact same ad picture from Amazon and Temu. Amazon lists it as an 80 watt peak base, where the Temu one lists it as a 100-watt peak base. It's almost like the 80-watt just got photoshopped out and they put in a 100-watt. To me, this really seems like an example of Temu deception, where they are artificially inflating the specs of products to make them seem like they're better. So for example, if I'm also looking this product up on Amazon and I see the Temu one is the same price, but it's better with a better playtime, which one am I going to purchase? So moving on to product 2, we have a $50 solar camera with complete 360-degree motion tracking. Unboxing the product was pretty underwhelming, but realistically, you can't expect too much out of a camera that cheap. The camera build, including the solar panel, just felt poor. Like, it was not great. It's like that type of plastic that explodes as soon as it hits the ground with any type of force. Luckily though, if you set this thing up right, there's not a whole lot that can damage it. The setup process was extremely easy. They give you 2 mounting stickers, you put in 7 screws, you throw on the brackets, attach your camera to your solar panel, and you're good to go. First impressions is it freezes often. It lags like crazy. The app is not very responsive to the pan and tilt feature, but despite all that, it does seem to work pretty well around 80% of the time, which isn't exactly what you want to hear about your potential security system. The human tracking feature was a little bit buggy. Most of the time, it seemed to recognize me and follow me around the yard, but sometimes it would bug out and stay in its initial position. It also has an alarm that wouldn't scare anybody except for maybe a stray cat. And night vision, that is extremely underwhelming as well. Realistically, this is a super discount experience on a lot of the better solar cameras that will run you about 2 to 3 times as much as this one. With a $19 price tag, the RGB stand-up lamp light was by far the biggest disappointment. It's basically just this cheap plastic tubing with an RGB light strip that you have to push in following this track. It comes with a USB-C power plug-in with no AC adapter. Yes, the quality was subpar, but even worse than that was the size comparisons on the ad description. Take for instance this picture right here of the lamp right next to a couch. Now this has to be the world's smallest couch because it makes this thing look 2 times bigger than it actually is. This thing is tiny. The lamp light color is fully customizable with the remote you get in the box, as long as you are standing close to an inch away from it. Otherwise, it will be completely non-responsive. This lamp is definitely better suited as a lightsaber for the Sith Lords than as your nightlight. I was excited for this one, the all-in-one gaming console for $90. It's actually a decent size. It literally only comes with a USB-C plug-in cord. Oh, there we go. So it does have some battery in it. You can see it's completely wireless. So it does come with some preloaded games, but these do look like free iPhone games. Okay. There's also arcade emulator right here. Oh, these are cool old arcade games. Let's try one of these out. All right, loading up a game for the first time. Oh, you can just hear the lag. Listen to that. Okay, let's see how this plays. The screen actually looks not terrible. It's not super bright, but it's not terrible. What? I think I just knew. Whoa. Oh, I'm sending bombs off. Look at this. Oh my God, you can just hear the frame rates. This one sounds a little better already. Okay. Okay, let's check out some of these other games that come on here that look more like iPhone games. Fury Fight. Let's give this a try. Oh my God, the load time on this game. What is this? Get out of here. No SP. Ah. Don't punch me, bub. Let's be honest about it. It works as described. There is a ton of frame rate issues and lags with any of the arcade games, which I guess it's still somewhat playable, but it's not necessarily an enjoyable experience. In terms of design, I'm actually okay with how the product looks for $90, but I don't know why you would ever buy this instead of just getting like a retro Pi for the exact same price, where you can load any console up to like kind of N64 sometimes and play directly on it. Yeah, this is a bit of a paperweight, I'm not gonna lie. So now time for some redemption. My first Temu video ended with me reviewing their cheapest projector, a $30 one that just did not work at all. It would not turn on, do anything. Instead of cheapest this time, I went with their most expensive, $140 projector. Just for comparison, I recently reviewed the Orzen D1, and it's around the exact same price, and it works amazing for a 1080p projector. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same about this Temu one. It is just straight up a scam. Oof, that sounds bad. When would you ever use AV cables anymore? According to the ad, this is both a 6,000 and a 300 lumen projector at the same time. This is the one from the last video that didn't work. This is the new one. It looks like a slightly larger version of the exact same projector, which I guess if we're using logic, if it was 6,000 lumens, it would also be 300. So we could say that. I just looked up a legit 5100 lumen projector. Look at that. Yeah, that's about $5 grand for one, because they are high quality outdoor projectors you can use during the day. I would be surprised if this one was even 50 lumens. You can barely see it in pitch dark. The Orzen D1 I was just talking about. Well, here is some video comparisons of what the projector looks like in around the same light in my basement. It's a pretty big difference, especially since this Temu one is supposed to be 1080p as well, but yeah. No. Most egregious though is this built-in speaker, if you even want to call it that. Here's a little bit of the audio clip.
Litter box over 2 years ago, and I could never.
Yeah, that is almost unusable. This thing has over 835 sold on the Temu Canada site with over 3.7 stars in the reviews. That has to be bought. There's no way. The $167 cat wheel, the most expensive product I got, but probably the most satisfying after I put it together. This had the worst installation instructions I have ever seen. It was like IKEA if I got them in French, but then they were also missing 50% of the pictures. But after 2 hours of grinding, I was able to get it together, and it's actually pretty good. I really like it. Funny enough, this was drop shipped from Amazon, so it didn't even really come from Temu, but it's about the same price that they go for on the site already. Trying to entice my cats to use it for the first time was pretty fun. It also included a laser pointer, so I was able to try to get them closer to it, and it looked like they're kind of getting the hang of it. A week later, they still won't go on it without me using a toy first, but there's definitely ways to get your cat, especially if they're young, playing on it early. I would give this thing a big thumbs up. This thing's a win. So here's the thing about Temu. If you're gonna get one thing out of this video, it should be that 90% of what Temu sells is dog shit. It's just terrible junk. Some of the products, like the cat wheel, for example, were usable and actually pretty good. But also, that product was just drop shipped from Amazon. So essentially the merchant was just using Temu as an extra selling platform. Well, you might say, what's the big deal, right? You're still getting a good product. Amazon has really good return policies that typically hold merchants accountable. I am not too sure I'll be able to get the same support with Temu. To me, it's also pretty clear they're either lying or exaggerating the descriptions on their products. And it's not just one or two where you can easily sift through it. It's like every single one. And a safety net a lot of customers use are the reviews, and this just doesn't have a great review process with reviews that even seem like they're from real people. So you might have seen your favorite influencer showing off their great Temu products, but rest assured it is 95% junk. So if you want to waste your own money, be my guest. But I spent this $500, so you guys didn't have to. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.